Hey y'all, welcome back to the new media. This is episode 3. Got another podcast for you. Before you start, Levi, Los Toros, go Bulls, go Bulls. We're
I can't
beating
take
Alabama
you
tomorrow.
forward.
We're beating Alabama tomorrow. Nick Saban, he's on pack watch tonight. Get ready, get ready,
Hey, bro,
get
the
ready,
Bulls gonna head in an insanity run. Y'all watch out. It's going
get
crazy.
ready, baby. The over under is -61.
Someone's gonna become a millionaire.
Listen, it's a plus. The money line is +2. The money line is plus 2,500 USF. I'm gonna become rich. I'm putting my mortgage on that, baby.
Now you
I'm
gonna
gonna
pay
be
your
rich.
student loans with that? What you talking about? That boy finna go to college for the free skis.
But yeah, go Bulls, go Bulls. Anyways, Levi, what we starting off with today?
We gonna start
Tomorrow,
off with.
but sorry, continue.
I can't. All right. We gonna start off talking about KPJ and just talking about his situation and why Houston's trying to move off of him.
Okay. So I'm gonna give a little quick disclaimer with KPJ. He's currently having some we're gonna call it behavior issues. We don't want to get into exactly what happened with him on this podcast. You know,
Because
you guys
you can look that up. It's been everywhere. So yeah.
So just a quick disclaimer that involves, abuse, battery, but we don't want to get into that. So currently the Rockets are looking to trade KPJ. They're trying to get, what was it? It was picks and some
Yeah.
compensation.
Picks. It's gonna be draft compensation. They're gonna
So,
give you picks.
I don't
Possibly
have
second round draft picks or protected first round picks. But go ahead.
I don't have an exact date, but KPJ actually signed an extension, 4 year, $82 million. It was a couple weeks ago. I think it was early. It might have been sometime in August. It was either August or July, but he signed a 4 year.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, this summer. But he had a very interesting contract, and that's what I want to discuss right now.
Oh, it was last year, the 17th of November.
Last year?
Not November, October. It was last year. Yeah, it was 22. October 17th.
He had a very interesting extension. The way that it worked was that, and you saw this, the way that it worked was that he had guaranteed money, but only in the first year.
Yeah.
So he was guaranteed $16 million in year one, and then the rest of the 3 years he has no guaranteed money at all.
Which is weird for NBA contracts, because you typically see this stuff in NFL contracts, but you don't see this in NBA contracts often. Which,
I agree for NBA contracts, but that they listen. So KPJ, he has a history of bad behavior. He was traded from the Cavs. He got an altercation with the GM. He threw food at the general manager during a locker outburst, and so they immediately traded him away. They traded him to the Rockets. So I think the Rockets signed him on I'm gonna call it a no BS contract.
Yeah, prove it deal. Like you gonna show us like
it was a no BS contract. They were like, okay, we'll give you the money for the first year. If you act up, we can cut you. We're not losing anything. Yeah. So what did I say? They want to trade him before October 1st because his guaranteed money starts.
Yeah, that's when they have to start paying him. Yeah.
He gets $1 million on October 1st, $3 million on the 24th. Right? So they want to trade him before October 1st before they have to start paying him his guaranteed money. So they want his contract gone. They don't have to pay him. But currently, the Rockets cannot waive him. NBA rules, NBA, NBPA, the Player Association. The rules are, if a player is currently being investigated for legal stuff like that, they can't cut him. They can stop him from playing in the games, but they can't cut him. They can't waive him at all. Only the league has the ability to do it.
At that point, it's beyond the team. Yes.
Yeah. Adam Silver would have to come in and suspend him if he wanted to, but the Rockets cannot suspend him at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's pretty much it with that.
I'm not gonna lie. There are no trade suitors right now.
They said no because Shams reported obviously, but they said multiple teams were talking. Maybe, I don't know. They seem to have an interesting young culture over there. It's like the opposite of Heat culture. But
Charlotte Hornets all-time controversial team.
Something like that. Just Just a bunch of young kids wilding, you know, just
27 days.
27
nights.
We're not even gonna get into all that, but yes, he did, but Shams did say there were multiple teams that they were talking to. I don't know if it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I wouldn't be surprised if it don't. I'm kind of neutral because the NBA is a business at the end of the day. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like
currently, he's just a contract now, and that's it.
He's just a contract. 9 times out of 10, he's not going to play for that team. He's probably most likely 9 times out of 10 he's going to be out the league. I'd be surprised if he plays another NBA game again. I'm not going to lie.
I think it was Woj that tweeted out there's a good chance he's not playing in the NBA ever again. I would not be surprised if he ended up with a ban. And even if he didn't, he is 100% blackballed now.
Yeah, he's probably blackballed. But hey,
Miles Bridges did it.
Yeah, but his situation was a lot different than that. I'm not gonna say that because I know you read into that. Yeah. Just that situation was weird from top to bottom. I ain't even gonna get into that. But
I mean,
this situation is a lot more straightforward. Let's be honest.
I mean, but his girlfriend is looking to drop those charges.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's weird. I think. Do you think we should move on, or you want to keep talking about it? Because I don't think we can. We really got nothing to say. We just kind of going back and forth with the same stuff.
Got nothing to say with that. Let's see what the Rockets can do. Charlotte Hornets have an all-time pickup right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, this is the legacy Michael Jordan behind. LeBron James would never. Anyway,
the dream team for fines right now, but.
The prison league on that team finna go crazy, bro. that pick and roll go feed families, bro. They gonna get commentary off that.
Miles Bridges, and KPJ in the prison league looking like Shaq and Kobe, bro. Oh my god,
that's insane. All right, let's move on to the new NBA rules. The NBA and the league and the teams, they have all voted to approve the rule that starts fining teams for sitting players during national television, like national games.
Clippers are in shambles.
Yeah, so it affects, basically, I would say it affects the stars if you are classified as a star. A star is a person that has made an all-NBA team or an all-star team in the last 3 seasons. So, for example, you got players like LeBron James, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Oh my gosh, yes, Kawhi Leonard, and so on and so forth. I'm not gonna get into everybody because we be here forever. But the point is like for the first violation, if you're sitting players for national televised games, it's $100K. The second violation, $250K, and from third and on fourth, it's $1 million increments. Like the teams get fined, not the players. By the way,
it's also in-season tournament games too.
Yes, in-season. That's right. In-season tournament games too. So they're trying to really like reinforce the fact because the NBA is up for a new television deal, and they really want to make sure they have the best product in front of them so they can get the best amount of money for that deal. I hope this television deal lets everybody watch NBA games and not have to subscribe to 5 different things.
Either way, we on Stream East, baby. Like.
Stop snitching.
I can't say that. We don't get a ticket.
You snitching. You federal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're federal, gang. I'm not gonna lie. You're federal. I don't even know what Stream East is.
Never heard of it.
Over, I have never been on that website before in my life. I don't even know it was a website. I thought Stream East was a
League Pass. Pay for League Pass.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like I bought the $150 version of 2K. I'm a supporter. No, I'm just playing.
I pay for League Pass. I pay for League Pass.
Like shout out to Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny, man. Anyway,
yes,
but yeah, the point of this is that players have teams have been sending players out for rest so that way they can be at their peak for the off season or to tank so they can get a better position. The league wants players to play if they can play. This is not at all to hurt players. This is not at all to force players that are hurt to play because that would be unreasonable. Yeah, but if you're healthy, you can show up to work. They want you to work. Also, the players that are resting, they must be present in front of the fans. Like they must still be at the games, sitting on the bench, For example, when LeBron got hurt earlier this year and he was at the games and he was there, he would be well within that because he would be he's still at the games. However, the players that do have exceptions to this is if you are 35, if you're over 35 years old on opening night, if you're have career minutes over 34,000, and if you have 1,000 regular season and playoff games combined. So if you basically, if you're a veteran in the league and you've been there for a long time,
dinosaur.
Le Fossil. Yeah, if you're if you've been around for a long time, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna have to worry about that.
Yeah. Also, there was something. Did you mention that it's just like you have to, if you have like multiple, like let's say the Jimmy and Bam.
Yeah, you have. You can only fit one of them. It's 2 stars, by the way. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to mention that's 2 stars. If you cannot bench 2 stars at the same time. You can only bench one. And also, this will affect teams that want to tank because if you are basically, for example, Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard were shut down for the last 13 to 11 points of their game due to knee soreness or sore right calves.
You know what that means.
Yeah, we know what that means typically, but that they want to cut that because it hurts the integrity of the league, and also why you as a team that have a better player trying to get into a spot that a team that may not have that player, you might end up getting a better pick than them because you sat your player down, which is how the Blazers got the 3rd pick and so on and so forth.
I think we also need to talk about how I think while these are good rules and I agree with them, I think teams are definitely going to find an easy way to circumvent this.
Of course.
Because I mean, Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard, they're both shut down for soreness. That's technically an injury, right? But they were investigating. The league was investigating it because come on, we know they found it.
That's why they say soreness, because it's hard to prove soreness.
Exactly.
Oh, they broke their foot. You can obviously tell if someone broke their foot or not. Yeah. But actually, surprisingly, you can't. Joel Embiid didn't know his foot was broken on draft night, but that's a whole different thing. But
someone with a broken foot doing 360 windmills, man.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
But yeah. It's just go ahead.
I definitely see that teams are gonna definitely try to circumvent this.
Of course. Shout out to the Spurs, man. They're gonna find something. They're gonna do something. Shout out to the Spurs. So I'm not gonna lie. I think that's it for that. But teams will have to watch out because I think teams that will try to tank. I think the NBA is definitely gonna have their eye on certain teams that are shutting down players. I think that the shutting down players might actually be harder to circumvent other than the sitting stars, because if you're shutting down a player for a long time, they're definitely going to send a doctor there or something. And
they should send a league doctor, because I agree.
9 times out of 10, that player is not going to lie. I can guarantee you. Like, if I was a player and the league official comes, I'm not lying for this team, bro. You got me messed up. Because the league finds out.
I agree with that. I think the NBA should send like their own doctors to do. They need to do audits. They need to audit.
Yeah, I think at this point, when it comes to team injuries, I think that the league should be more involved in that period. But whatever. Now let's talk.
Fans pay a bunch of money to come to these games.
Yeah, fans, like, for sure. If I come to a game, if I play for a game, obviously, if my favorite player is hurt for real, I'm gonna be like, dang, all right. But if I find out Cud was sitting out because of knee soreness,
I was like, I didn't want to play. It was just the Wizards. You better play against that poverty franchise, bro.
That's what I'm trying to see you drop 50. Why do you think I bought these tickets? I wanted to see you hit the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, lock in for our tweak out. But yeah, that's it for that. But now let's move on to the highlight of today.
Oh yeah, baby.
The shining lights.
Let's talk about it, baby.
The greatest team ever assembled.
So as everybody knows,
2012 who?
As everybody knows,
the 2024 Levengers.
As everybody knows, Team USA lost the FIBA World Cup. They didn't even get the bronze. They lost to Canada.
to Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks dropped 30. What was it, 32 or 36?
I thought it was 35.
35, whatever. He still dropped in the 30s.
He dropped too much. He dropped too much.
He was shooting. He was hitting his shots from 3.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think he could do that until now.
So
the Lord has blessed that man.
Once again, the cycle has returned for Team USA. They do mediocre, and then they come back and they send the Sinister Six, baby. The Dream Team. You remember that? You know why? You know why they sent the Dream Team?
Why?
Because Team USA was bummy the years before.
I know Team USA. You better get them back. So now I came down the court.
Has returned where Team USA is. They trying to get their get back.
Not to be surprised.
So let's talk about the Team USA Levengers, as I like to call it.
Your starting lineup is. Come on, DJ. Show us what we got.
I'm gonna name off all the players right now that we have. Steph Curry. This is gonna be his first Olympics. Devin Booker. LeBron. Jason Tatum. KD. Anthony Davis. Bam. Damian Lillard. Draymond. Possibly Jimmy Butler. And others.
Chris Paul too. I think Chris Paul might play. Yeah. Or possibly Dwight Howard. He said he wants to play.
Possibly Dwight Howard. He does say that he wants to play, but he might not get picked up. Kyrie too. Don't talk about Chris Paul.
I think that Dwight would be good for them.
He would be a good backup center.
I think off the bench, like just because he knows what his role is now. Grabs boards, plays deep. He can still do all that. He's big. He can still jump.
So, he said if we don't pick him up, he's going to drop 85 in Taiwan.
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to pick him up. I want to see him drop 85 in Taiwan.
I'd love to see him try.
No, actually, he was dropping like 50-point triple doubles. Like, have you seen him?
He's going to drop 85 against us.
Oh.
Not happening. He's washed. He's old. Not happening.
I ain't gonna lie.
Stop playing.
I think he took a little too long to add that jump shot to his arsenal.
But yeah, Team USA they really fumbled in FIBA, so they decided, you know what, we're spinning the block, we're sending the Sinister Six this time, baby. And
we're back.
They are sending
literally everybody who's anybody. If you're not on this list, you're not important to the US of A.
Honestly, yes. We are. They need Spo to coach.
Yes, they need Spo to coach. Spo or Pop.
I'm not saying Steve Kerr is a bad coach.
He's not a bad coach, but I just think Spo would get the best out of the guys. Or Pop. If Pop coaches, I'll be fine with that.
Those are much more versatile coaches. Steve Kerr, he has his system, and he really sits in his system.
He sticks to it, even when it's not working.
It really didn't work, and I think
when it's not working, it looks ugly.
Just kind of
we've seen that
well
before.
For us this year,
2016.
So, yeah, that was just some Team USA news. They decided to spin back, and they spun back with a lot.
Throw the hood up and then we skirt.
They spun back with a lot.
They spun back with everything they had.
They brought
story short, it's over.
They brought nuclear warheads this time. So
they say Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we got the bombs. They is not playing at all.
All right, so we still do got some time left. Levi, I say we move into some little smaller topics, chop it up there.
Topics, we couldn't let y'all go. You know what I'm saying? We gotta show love. So we're gonna talk about
I'm not letting y'all go.
Jarred Vanderbilt.
4 years, 84 million. Big money Vandy.
Big money Vandy.
Oh, Jarred Vanderbilt, he's not a very good offensive player.
Yeah, but I think he could definitely improve in that, especially this year.
Yeah, I think if he can develop his 3-point shot, that's something. But he's very, very good defensively.
So good defensively, I'm not gonna lie.
Very good defensively. He usually takes the best player on defense. He took Curry. I don't know if you remember that. There was a game. He was playing pretty good on Curry.
No, I remember it. I remember it because he reminded me of Bam when he was guarding him for that one possession, if you know what I'm talking about.
He reminds me of Tony Allen a little bit.
Oh God, not Tony Allen.
He Remind me of Tony Allen a little bit. Am I thinking of the right guy?
Tony Allen's offensive bag was the smallest thing I've ever seen.
But
Do you
defense,
think, do you think Tony Allen would even be able to play in today's league?
I definitely think, bro. Kobe was like Tony Allen was the hardest dude that ever guarded me.
No, I'm just asking. I'm being G. Obviously, I'm not saying he wouldn't, but I think he would definitely need some sort of offense, like a 3-point or something, because you know how hard it is to you can hide somebody that's bad defensively, but hiding somebody that's bad offensively is like.
I think if he was playing in today's game, he definitely would have developed a
Jump shot. Period.
jump shot. He definitely would have developed a jump shot.
I think Tony Allen with a jump shot is a crazy prospect. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So
that's a crazy prospect.
But that's just my little small comparison for Vanderbilt.
No, I think that could definitely be his ceiling because he plays. His defense is
pretty good.
It's really good.
The Lakers, they really want to. The Lakers do have since 2019, they've been one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Last season, they definitely lacked.
They were first in defense until the deadline. They may have been bad offensively, but defensively, everything that Darvin Ham got, he got the best out of it.
The Lakers have been a really solid defensive team.
Yeah. Not as good as Miami.
LeBron plays good.
Not as good as the Heat, but
no.
Depoy Bam Adebayo, 2024. I have to push agendas. I'm sorry.
Jaren Jackson was a fraud. Depoy.
Jaren Jackson, bro. Jaren Jackson can't grab a rebound, bro. How you 6'11" and you can't grab a basketball?
And all he does is foul.
He is not. I think I'm being so serious when I say this. Bam Adebayo is a better defensive player. Just because his stats look flashy doesn't mean anything because they don't translate. We saw this. We see this all the time in the playoffs.
There was actually some controversy that
there's a scorekeeper was going up his blocks.
Yep.
I remember that people were making fun of him, but I think he's a good shot blocker. But I think defense is so much more than shot blocking. I don't think that as an actual like rim protector, like I think he's solid, but he's not versatile defensively. To not foul people. He doesn't have discipline defensively. He jump like he's going everywhere. Like, hey, and I get it. Sometimes if the ball is there and you jump up and you swipe, okay, but you can't do that every single play.
Yeah.
The guards are smarter. They're going to get you to foul them. The bigs are smarter. They're going to get you to foul them. Everybody's looking for a foul. I don't understand why you would. But anyway, that's not what we're supposed to talk about. But
I think by the Lakers, this is a good signing. This is
definitely a good signing for them. People were trying to be like, oh my God, he's making too much money. In today's NBA, 20 mil is not nothing crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Nope.
20 mil is not nothing crazy. It's pretty much the standard now, actually.
It really is.
And role players are valued more than ever. Talking about the role players are getting paid this much, they're valued now. People know how important they are.
Exactly.
I think a team with 2 stars and a deep bench is better than a team with three stars, with the exception of the big 3 Miami Heat, because that's the best team of all time. But
Phoenix Suns.
Don't shout out the Phoenix Suns.
You said 3 stars. Shout out Phoenix Suns.
Oh my God, they're gonna. I don't know how that the Phoenix Suns are either. I think the same thing as the Warriors. They're either gonna be really good or really bad. But that defense, I don't. It depends. If what's the coach name? Frank Vogel. If Frank Vogel can get the most out of DeAndre Ayton defensively, and because he's shown flashes, if he can get the most out of DeAndre Ayton, that could be something. But I'm not gonna bank on it at all.
It seems like nobody can so far. I'm not gonna lie, but
Giannis just hurt him. I don't know.
You gotta move on.
Hey, but anyway,
I heard you get some Dame news from us.
Absolutely, my brother.
Let's get into that.
Well, I was listening to a podcast. The Locked In.
Nothing.
All right, with the it's called Blazers Uprise, and this dude has connections to the Trailblazers franchise, and he was discussing the reasons why Damian was seeking to get traded and why he was so aggressive with the only Miami. Because be honest with you, as a casual fan of that team, because I only really watched them for Dame and stuff. Let's be honest, I wouldn't know where Portland was if it wasn't for Damian Lillard. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I'm gonna keep it a bug. Yeah, that's true.
It's no disrespect to the organization because they do have some great history with Clyde and Bill Walton and all that stuff, but they haven't really been relevant in my lifetime, except for when I was coming up and they had like Brandon Roy, but I don't even remember Greg Oden like that.
Brandon Roy, that boy in 2K.
He's crazy in 2K. Yep. But basically, Damian had a meeting with the team on June 26th, and in that meeting, it was that they were supposed to discuss the future of the franchise, and they were going to figure out how they were going to move because at this point they had already drafted Scoot at the 3rd pick because they couldn't get a valid trade partner for him.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that the Trailblazers in good faith really tried to make good moves because they tried to trade for Pascal Siakam. There was reports that they tried to, which I think probably would have been good. I don't know why Toronto did not accept that because they very clearly need to rebuild, but whatever. Yeah. They also apparently reportedly tried to trade for Bam, which, if I'm being honest with you, they are not even serious as a franchise for doing that. Like, I just feel like that was one of the stupidest things I've ever read. And I'm not saying this as a Heat fan. I'm like, if you know how much the Heat organization values that player, and if they just went to the finals, and they're currently contending.
That's offensive.
That's very offensive. Like, they're literally gonna put you on speaker and laugh you off the phone.
I'm throwing hands for that.
Nah, like, because it's quite frankly just the point is none of these trades were done in good faith, and all of these trades were pretty much shot down.
Yeah,
because everyone knew at that point that the Trailblazers, nobody comes into the draft trying to trade a top 5 pick, a top 3 pick, unless you're desperate.
Yeah,
and because they knew what was going on, I think either they couldn't find a valid partner, or everyone's just waiting for a storm to brew. But I don't think that second option may really be the case because if that was the case, then we would have people lined up trying to trade for Dame if they were waiting for that storm to come through. But you know what I'm saying? But
we also had some like details on like the talks between Dame and the organization too.
So basically, during that conversation, they talked about the future, and they had tried to discuss, hey, how are you going to get me help?
Yeah.
Should I maybe go somewhere else and you guys can trade and we can figure this out? So then what happened was Dame requested a trade in that June 26th meeting. Mm-hmm. And what happened was Joe Cronin was like, okay, give me a list of teams you want to go to. We're going to work with you. You know, you're our star player. We want to see you go off right. And Dame left the meeting like, okay, cool. Yada, yada. We right. And Cronin told Dame, okay, this is how we were trying to help you. Sorry, it doesn't work out. Dame talked to his agent. His agent had informed him that they were just trying to trade him for the max they could get. So that means they weren't going to trade him to the teams that he wanted to go to, right? And once Dame found this out, he was very angry. And this is why we see when he originally requested that trade request, that he only specifically requested the Miami Heat. Because even though Dame is not a James Harden, he's not going to make a big deal out of it. He certainly stuck up his middle finger at that franchise because he really put them in a tough position. And right now, they don't have any leverage in this situation, and I think they're extending it beyond its means. But let me hear what you got to say about that, DJ, because you know what I'm saying.
I mean, I definitely think this is something that because remember we did talk about this. I think in episode 1 was it with it was Jeremy Grant. They re-signed Jeremy.
Yeah, they re-signed Jeremy Grant. Shout out Jeremy Grant.
Shout out his agent.
I
respect the bag. But yeah, they huge extension for Jeremy Grant. And that obviously tells Lillard, like, you're not looking to help me. Like, you're not looking to build or like Jeremy Grant's a good player. But when you send all that to Jeremy Grant, you don't have money to fill out that depth.
Yeah.
You know?
If they were serious, they would have traded him. And if they really wanted to trade Dame, if they were serious about this, also here's another thing. Joe Cronin didn't read the market about Damian Lillard. He was expecting
He did not.
He was expecting like a Gobert type trade, which I don't understand. That Gobert trade was an outlier. it was a stupid trade. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Huge
It was
outlier.
not worth it at all. I would never trade. What was it, like five? It was like 5 or 6 first round picks or something like
It
that.
was huge.
It was crazy.
It was too big.
It was too big for Gobert. And I'm not trying to say this to disrespect Gobert. I think he's an excellent defensive player. He's an excellent big, great rebounder. He is not worth that. They got fleeced. Shout out to, man, what's his name, bro? Shout out to Danny Ainge. Even though he be beefing with Pat Riley, he won't give us none of his players. Shout out Danny Ainge because he finessed the mess out of them.
And so I think just with this Dame, like I agree, he didn't read the market. Dame is 33 years old. When he gets off his contract,
and remember, he's been injured these last 2 seasons. He hasn't played a lot of games.
What do we do? What do teams want with a 37-year-old player?
And remember, he's going to be owed a lot of money when he's like 35.
Exactly. And Miami is one of those teams that they're very win now organization. So they want Dame because of that. They're willing to just like keep going in a win now move every single year that they play. But yeah. I mean, my issues with this is, and I talked to you about this earlier, the same thing going on with James Harden. In fact, James Harden with the 76ers. Who's their GM again? It's
Daryl Morey.
Yeah. Morey and Harden under the table. They agreed to. Harden said he would take less money for a longer contract, and Morey was like, "Okay, that's cool, and we'll also build around you so that you guys can get a championship." But so the next year, Harden was like, "Okay, so now I want more money." And Morey agreed to that also under the table. When it came time to get that extension, Morey was not willing to give him the money that he wanted.
Yeah, and so he opted into his option, and they said, "Don't just decline it. Opt in because I realize I can give you that contract. Let's trade you so we can get something back."
But I think now Morey does not want to respect that trade. And this is the exact so right now with Harden and Lillard, it's the exact same situation.
Yeah. Even though I wouldn't necessarily agree with Harden all the time, now is one of the situations where I'm like, okay, I see what's going on.
It is the exact same situation, just I'm going to be honest, Harden's a little bit more messy about it.
Absolutely.
Harden's a lot more
messy. Morey is a lot.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never.
That was the craziest thing. That's the craziest video I've ever woken up to.
I thought he was like announcing like a new shirt or a new shoe or something.
I thought it was fake. I thought it was AI.
Me too. It was
and then I zoomed in. I saw his mouth, and he was saying the words. I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's the same exact. I was discussing with you with this earlier. This legally by the league office, not legally, but the league office does not allow these types.
They don't condone that at all. They don't like that.
They don't allow it. You get fined for it. You cannot make deals before that deadline actually opens up for extensions and talks.
And you can't make handshake deals. You can't make under the. You're not allowed to do that.
There is no word of faith. Things need to be in contract. And I was discussing this with you. In fact, that I think. Okay, I don't think GMs should be allowed to do this, but it's also on the players for doing this themselves, and they need to move away from.
Yeah.
These are businesses. They're organizations. They're businesses. End of the day, they're doing what's best for them. They're doing what makes them money.
They gotta do something. They gotta record the conversation. They gotta do something. Exactly. They have to do something so that way if they turn around on that deal, you can go to the league. Because 9 times out of 10,
and that doesn't work. That doesn't work because you're not allowed to do that in the first place. So you go to the league with that, and they're gonna be like, okay, we can't do anything about that. We said that's not allowed.
But I'm just saying, like they definitely need to just not do that stuff because
I think players need to stop trusting these organizations, these owners.
Because I think in certain situations, like there are certain players, obviously, that have the organization around their hand, like Giannis. Giannis don't got to worry about that organization.
Yeah,
he's been talking about it. He's been talking about it straight up to the face to everybody. If they don't get their stuff together, if we lose to the Miami Heat again,
and they'll get this. There's a lot of organizations that are really good with players, like the Heat. The Heat, they communicate with their players.
Yeah, they got better with that. They had to overpay a lot of players after D Wade, but
once I think just in general with the way that the NBA is moving,
And probably
players
Dallas. Dallas is good move. Yeah.
players really need to unless you're like long tenured with these teams, like we'll
You're
say
like the next big thing, and they're
like
really trying to keep you.
unless you're Curry or LeBron or
Or
Giannis
Jimmy, or Giannis, or what's his name? Luca definitely got that organization around his hand, bro.
I think players really need to move away from trusting these organizations, these general managers so much.
For sure.
And it's just I think what it needs to be is okay, you want to talk? Talk to my agent. My agent says we're not allowed to talk before this deadline because that's when we can talk extensions. Okay, my agent says we can't talk. That simple as that.
Yeah, because being buddy with the GMs when it falls out, it doesn't work for you. It's when everything is good, the GM is cool with you. As soon as something happens,
You think you still friends? You think you still friends? They trade you.
Daniel Moore was Martin's guy, and now
they were cool. They were cool.
They was going out to eat. They was doing that stuff. We saw pictures with them when he got traded and got off the plane. They hugged. He was there waiting on him.
He has a history of this too. Chris Paul said it. And I don't like Chris Paul.
He really had to know. He doesn't like Daniel Moore. Yeah, Chris Paul talked about Daniel Moore. He was like, "Yeah, they're not entertaining me." I just feel so bad for him too because he sounded like his heart was broken, bro. He was like, "Yeah, they're me, you're good," and then they shipped him off. And that's the same thing they told Marcus Smart. They told Marcus Smart he was safe. Marcus Smart is out in Memphis.
It's just I think these players really need to stop trusting in organizations, trusting in gentlemen. It needs to be straight business because at the end of the day, that's exactly what the NBA is. It's a business.
Yes. Because players, you could have your breakout season and get moved for somebody else. Like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but
player empowerment, baby. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I think that's all we have for today, is it?
No, that's all we got. Y'all got a little bit longer of an episode, you know.
Dwight Howard got to work out with the Warriors.
Oh yeah, he do. I think he'd be good for that team too. Coming off the bench for that team.
Yeah. They need a big man.
He got some size. He plays defense. He can jump high.
He old, so.
But he's a serviceable old guy though.
Yeah, he is. But, I mean, he's not Stone Age or anything like that.
Nah, but like he's not LaFossil. Actually, no, he's 1 year younger than he's 1 year younger than LaFossil.
LaBiblical.
LaBiblical is crazy. God forgive him. That was made from blasphemous.
Senior citizen.
Shout out to my dog, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
shout out to my barber too. I just got a haircut. But yeah, guys, I think that's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us for the third episode of the New Media. I want to appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please share with your friends, your family. You know, this is a friendly podcast. We ain't on nothing.
Follow the Instagram, baby.
Follow IG. We gonna get the Twitter up soon. I'm not calling it X. We gonna get the Twitter up soon. We gonna start posting on there. Be tuned. We're gonna try to start making little clips and posting it as reels and stuff soon. Real soon. We're in college.
The views on YouTube too.
The schedule is gonna be a little but yeah, we are gonna post this on YouTube and on Spotify. Go Bulls, as DJ said.
Nick Saban, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Nick Saban.
All right. Bama pack on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bama pack. Yeah, but y'all have a good night. God bless, and take it easy. Peace.
Go Bulls.